Hello, and welcome everybody. Thank you for your patience. We are excited to be here today. Got some questions for you, wanting to know how many of you are currently using video in the marketing of your business or your personal brand. And then here's the second question to that is, do you want to be using video in order to market your business or your personal brand? If you've been thinking about getting started and you wanted some ways to move forward with using video marketing, then this is the session to watch. We have today Randall Dean with us to talk about how to integrate video into your marketing activities. I'm your host for today. I'm Cheryl Tan. I'm a media trainer. I work with coaches, consultants, and corporate executives to help them show up with more confidence on camera. Whether your goal is to be a confident public speaker, a confident video creator, or a better presenter for your team, I can help you. So who is here today? We'd love to get a sense of where people are joining us from. I'm in Virginia Beach on the East Coast, United States, and we usually get just a great amount of people from all around the world joining us. So let us know where you are joining us from so we can get an idea of who is with us today. Let's see. As I'm checking the chat, feel free to type your answers in. We've got Mariella from Costa Rica. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where else? And as we're talking about interactivity and connection, you may have questions as Randall continues his presentation for today. And if so, please type in a Q in the comments and type in your question, and I'll make sure that he has the opportunity to answer those questions. Rome, Georgia. That's great. I used to live in Georgia. Alexander's from Southern California. We've got Yvette from Dallas, Jess from Chicago, John from White Plains, New York. Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, we're happy to have you here. And we're really excited for this conversation about video. It's very appropriate too, as we're here on the Big View, talking about Big View and helping to help you understand how you can use a software like Big View to help create more video content. But let me let you know a little bit more about our speaker. So Randall Dean, known as the email sanity expert, is a professional speaker and expert on time and email management, effective organization, and the related use of technology. The author of the recent Amazon bestseller, Taming the Email Beast, and producer and creator of 6 video self-study courses. He has led programs for thousands of satisfied and inspired students, managers, and professionals on being more productive with their time and life. Today, he's going to spend time with us, sharing his best tips for integrating video into your marketing strategy. So let's bring on Randy, and he can talk about video marketing with us. Welcome.
Hi there, everybody. How are you today?
Hi. Thanks for joining us today.
And I'm in East Lansing, Michigan. Go green.
Go green, yeah. So I would love to hear, how did you get started using video? You're the time management expert, which I'd love to hear more about too. But how did you start using video and integrating that into whatever you were doing?
Yeah, well, it sort of was an organic process. It sort of emerged as the business sort of developed over the last 20 years. I actually started the business in 2004, okay, which was when you go back in the time machine, sort of right about, maybe even a little bit before we had YouTube. And so, it was really close to that time. And what was really interesting about it was I actually started the business with a focus on showing people how to do better time and project management in Microsoft Outlook, with the idea that I would be doing programs like workshops at companies and organizations. About a year into the business, I realized that I had found a niche. When I was doing my programs, I'd get to the point where I'd talk a little bit about email management, and I'd see everybody just get anxious and upset and bothered and desperately in need of strategy and technique. And I said, ooh, opportunity here. So I dove into the opportunity, developed a standalone program called Taming the Email Beast. That program sort of had the business take off, and I saw an opportunity to write a book. The book became an Amazon bestseller all the way back in 2009. And this was at about the time where I started making my videos. But, back in 2009, how I was making my videos was hilarious. I would bring up my Outlook on my computer screen and hold a camcorder to basically record my screen because I didn't know there was any other way.
And hang on. So you were doing one of these things, like you were holding, where's my phone?
Yeah, I had like a little tripod stand, and I was literally recording my screen using a video camera to get my video. Couldn't see me. I was in the background because I couldn't figure out how to do screen and everything. And I started making just a sampling of these videos. And fast forward a few years, what I started to realize was that taking the content, also getting people to make some of the videos at my live programs, and then getting these tips out there created its own, how would you say, demand and interest. Mm-hmm. And obviously through the process, I started picking up and getting better at some of these things. And realized that it was a beautiful complement to what I was doing on stage. So my business is 90% me going on stage at big conferences, events, workshops, talking on not just email management, but time and tech management using, Microsoft tools as well as Google Workspace, how to better manage and use your smartphones and tablets, as part of the process, managing all your tech distractions and interruptions. So it sort of has grown a little bit, but sort of all in the same related area. But then I realized, boy, if I can integrate this and start making little video tips for my YouTube channel, the video tips would be very helpful for the people that were in the audience at these events. And then I started to realize, well, wait, not only are they going to be good for the people in the audience, they give me really good content to post out on my social networks. And so, I've seen that the growth in LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, and Instagram is where I do most of my posting of the videos. But the videos are one of the key things that I'm using to grow the social network, as well as obviously my YouTube channel. And of all the things I just mentioned, I have the most followers out on YouTube, because the YouTube sort of came in organically and it started, especially when we got to the pandemic and I was kicked off the road for a few months. That gave me time to deep dive it, and I've about tripled to over 5,000 subscribers now on my channel. What's interesting is that may not sound like a huge number compared to some of the big influencers that are out there, but I know that a huge number of these subscribers are from the people that have been at my paid client events. And so even though it's not a huge number of subscribers, these are really well connected and networked business professionals working in the industries where they have an interest in the topics and areas, government, education, major corporate, and etc. And so all of this has sort of fed in to becoming a bit of its own rotating ecosystem where the video helps all of the other aspects and all of the other aspects feed into the video.
Okay,
so
hang on, Randy, hold on just a second. Yeah. That is so good. And I want to pause a moment and bring in the audience because I want to know if anyone who's watching either the live broadcast or on the replay is sort of getting that light bulb moment like I am. Like, oh my goodness, this is how it can work. And so let's start here. For anyone joining us, let us know what you do. Because Randy is a time and management expert and you're doing what you're doing. You're speaking, you're writing, you're doing great things. And then you're like, wait a minute, let me bring in video. So I would love for anyone who's joining us, what is it that you do? And two, did you get the light bulb moment like I got it? That like, oh, it's not as easy, but it is as simple as what Randy has just discussed. So Randy, thank you. So Summit Legacy Law is a lawyer. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And a realtor, that's what Kathy is. And I'm sure that you see that, Randy, that, okay, the lawyer and the realtor and a financial and tax advisor, that's what Alexander is, how they can use video in whatever they're doing. Like
Yeah,
they're
what
meeting a client, or maybe they're speaking here, or they're picking up kids at the bus stop, or whatever, how they can bring in that video. So
what's really funny about this, Cheryl, is all three of those industries I've spoken for in the past. And what's interesting about all three of the people, all three of them could potentially easily integrate video into, like you said, building their brand, but also providing value to not only their customers, but to other people that are outside of their customer base, potentially leading to more new customers. So yeah, and all of that, just like I said, it like creates this ecosystem of its own that allows it to sort of circulate upon each other. And then what's really interesting about this, I'm sort of watching, it looks like we even have a professional speaker working on relational intelligence skills. See, so I'm looking at all of these people, and I'm thinking, you could start making little tip videos. And if you start making little tip videos and building them onto a channel, and that sounds like my upstairs home security system named Clary just decided to go off.
It's live.
Yeah, we are live. So it looks like hopefully they got the dog to stop barking. But what happens is you can start making the little tip videos. If you have content that you think other people may be interested in, you can start using that as a way to do it. Now, the neat thing about Big View, and I've been using it for a couple years now, is that it allows you to take your videos to a slightly higher level because it has some really cool branding capabilities. You can do a front end tag and a back end tag. What I've actually done, and I don't know if Big View is going to be happy with me about this, but I thought it was pretty clever. I use my video editor to put that front end like graphical design tag, which shows my face come on in a cartoonish form, caricature form maybe is a better word, not cartoon, and my tagline, my little bit of contact information front and back end. Well, I took my video editor tool, just like Clipchamp from Microsoft. I made snips of that, and now I'm putting it in on the front and back end of every video I create, even if I don't make it from Big View. Because a lot of my screen sharing videos I'm now using, of all things, Zoom. What I do is I just open up a Zoom meeting with myself. Nobody else is on the meeting. And then I record, because I can bring up the presentation. I can bring up my little face box like we have right here. I can walk people through the technical skill. They can see my mouse moving on the screen, and I can put that all together. Sometimes I'm doing more, what would you call, like opinion or concept discussion. That's where I'll use Big View, though, because I do that on my iPhone, sometimes even when I'm outside, and I can even write the script in advance, and it will allow you to basically pace your words so it matches your natural speech in terms of words per minute. So you can get like a nice clean run through, 1 or 2 takes, and boom, you're in business. All of this really can, tie it together. Yeah, I noticed that I just saw that you put something over to Bruno in the backside. Yes, I do. I could actually bring up a little bit of a screen share if you'd like right now, and show a couple examples of a couple of things that I do, Cheryl, if you'd like to see that.
I would love that, Randy. So I was Bruno, can you show yourself? The tech man who is behind all of this. And I was wondering if Randy did have a presentation, which I would love to see, but if not, I was going to have you go through your process. Because I feel like our audience here would really love to see how you put it all together. So if you have a presentation, let's do that first. And then we can have you run through, especially with your time management skills. I would love to see how you put all of that together.
All right, sounds good. So I just put it on screen sharing real quick. And are you seeing my screen share? We're probably like doing the cascade here. It's saying Studio IO is sharing your screen. Now, let me try something. I'm going to try to jump over. Are you seeing my PowerPoint on the screen at all right now?
Maybe
it's not
actually
working. Oh,
yeah,
it did just pop up. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so let's sort of walk through. I've already covered a lot of this, so I'm just going to, this is exactly what I said right at the beginning. And then I'll jump right by that. I started seeing how all of it could tie together. And when I said tie together, basically what I meant was that if I make these videos, it gives me really good content, not only to build my own YouTube following, but to also share with LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, Instagram, etc. Like I mentioned, I started using Zoom for full length and full screen. Now, when I say that, that's two different things. Full screen videos for showing the technical tips and tools like Microsoft Outlook, Gmail, OneNote, OneDrive, but also for making full length video programs, which I'm now offering on several online e-learning sites. And so I'm basically making, 24/7, 365 income by posting these. And actually, I have an example of one in the background here. Let's go back into this, and I'll go to Learn Formula, which is a partner that I've been working with out of Canada. And as you can see, I've got several of my full-length courses. Now, these are courses that are anywhere from 1 hour to 90 minutes in length. There's my Taming Email Etiquette. There's Beyond Outlook, Microsoft Outlook Project. Here's Managing Outlook Email. And as you can see, one of the things that's beautiful about this, so I started creating these courses, posted them out onto these partner sites. This is one of several that I'm posting. And what's beautiful is take a look at this. Like my Taming Email course with a 4.6, my Taming Gmail with a 5.0. So people, I can even throw clients to say, hey, this is one of the courses. You can go see, that I have these available if you're interested in doing a webinar, and then they can come in and see the ratings, which adds like a huge layer of credibility when you're doing this. And then not only that, but obviously I've got my base YouTube channel, which is right here, which, like I said, I've got 200 plus videos out here, although I think I'm actually going to go back and make a whole bunch of them private, because the older ones, I might still have a few of the camcorder recorded handheld ones.
Oh, wait, Randy, leave them on for a little while so we can see them.
15 years ago, I got some old stuff that's out there. But like I said, I really tried to start professionalizing this 2019 into 2020, especially when the pandemic hit. And, now, of course, I can get out there and I can see, sort of what's going on with all the different videos. I can see which ones are performing well. And some of these videos are made, like I said, using the Zoom, but some of them are made using BigView, depending on the nature and kind of video that I'm trying to create. And but like I said, I took the branding tools that I had in BigView to allow me to create that really cool front end tag, rear end tag, so I can put it on all my videos to get a good consistency there. And then one of the things that's really interesting about that is, now that you've got the videos, let's quickly do this. I'm going to go out to my website. Now, so here we are at my website, and you'll notice not very far down on here, boom, there I am. And notice, like, I've got the little icon tag that's right there, and watch YouTube. That is something that I was basically able to edit in using the BigView app onto a video that was recorded by somebody else. So a lot of this kind of stuff comes in, and this is selling me on my website, but it's also sending people to my YouTube channel, so it's helping grow subscribers. So it all feeds off of each other in a very organic way that will allow you to do this. Now, let's take this sort of next level here. I'll go back to the presentation real quick, because like I said, this is how I'm sort of putting it together. I've set up my home office here as a bit of a studio with the lighting. So that, I'm not looking too shiny everywhere and that kind of stuff. I can now create the full length courses. Most of the time when I'm doing the full length, I'm using the Zoom. I can do the shorter tip videos. Those mostly go out onto my YouTube to create interest and be able to share. I offer these both on my website and my e-news. And then here's where I really tied it in with my speaking business. What I did is I went out and I created, and this is like version 5, okay? This is what I call my YouTube channel guide, okay? And what I've done here is I've basically taken the videos in all these different categories. So these are all the ones that are just Microsoft Outlook, okay? Then here's Gmail and Google. Then page 2 is generic email strategy and tips, including like a 60-minute live interview I did with somebody that they posted on their site. So, and then also how to get your inbox cleaned up if your inbox is a mess. I've got a new micro learning series all about email etiquette and composition. OneNote, OneDrive Teams. Notice that it's given a link to my ebook on Amazon. So I'm using this little guide to maybe sell a few books on the side too. But then notice it's grown to 5 pages long. Wow. It's got more than 100 video links. Now here's what's cool about this. These links are hot. If I wanted to, I could click the link and launch any of the videos. But I give this away when I speak live on stage or go do a live client workshop or program or do a webinar. And here's the beauty of this. Think about the content that I'm doing, Cheryl. I'm doing content that has a lot of technical, and I'm doing live demos on stage. And I'm going to bring it back just to the center so we can talk about this for a moment. I might do some more screen sharing in a minute, but coming back to this, I'm doing live demos on stage. And as I'm doing the live demos on stage, a lot of times, it took me a couple of years to figure this out. But one of the interesting things is I realized that there was a percentage of the audience that isn't terribly computer savvy. And so I'm doing these demos, but I also have some people in the room that are very computer savvy. And if you go too slow for them, you lose them. So I've got these 2 ends of the bell curve, right? And I'm trying to sort of talk in the middle, but I don't want to lose the people that are really good. But in order to not lose the people that are really good, I have the risk I'm going to lose the people that aren't good at all. That's where the video comes in beautifully, because what I can say is, well, don't worry. I'm going to give you this at the end, and you can go back and watch these at your own speed. Don't panic, right?
Brilliant. That is brilliant, Randy. Okay, hang on. I got a quick question from John. What was that professional development course URL?
That's Learn Formula is the name of the partner, and it's just learnformula.com. Okay. And what I did is I actually went out to the site and just searched Randy Dean, and that's how I was able to bring up all of my programs that are out there. So just go out and search my name, Randy Dean, and you'll find most of my programs and a few other things that I don't know why they came up in the search, but hey, you'll see some other stuff too.
I think it's brilliant that you're offering all of it's basically like a syllabus almost of all of your things, and you're saying here, and then you'll get my videos, and it all kind of comes back to you, either your YouTube channel or you speaking on stage or your book. It's like all together.
Well, now hold the thought on the book. I got to do screen sharing one more time real quick. I got to show you something else here. Okay. Because this is where it truly goes next level. Okay. So what I want to show you is this. The other thing that I have is now YouTube out. Taking that one step further, I used an app called Designer, and it's not spelled E-R at the end. It's spelled R-R, DEZIGNRR.IO. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. And let me see if I can actually bring up the site here real quick for people. So I did that right. DEZIGNRR.IO. Designer. Yes, this is the tool that I found, which allows you to create, as it says, lead ebooks and lead magnets. Okay. check out what I created using this tool. Now it's like, I think it's like $130 a year or something like that. But let me show you what I created using this tool. This is my rewrite, complete cover to cover rewrite of my 2009 bestseller. I actually just wrote it from scratch because think about 2009 in technology and software terms. It's like the dinosaur ages. And so I realized, I said, this thing is got to be just redone. And because we're in this age where people have less attention, rather than a 300-page printed book, I made it an 8-chapter ebook that's actually now listed on the Amazon Tech Books You Can Read in Less Than 2 Hours category.
Oh, that's great. And
yeah,
that just happened, right? I know that just happened.
did this a little over a year ago. I've already got to do a re-edit because darn Microsoft has brought out new in Web Outlook. And so now I've got to redo all my videos and add the links into the ebook so that it's back up to date, because it's a little over a year old. It's already obsolete. See the problem with the kind of stuff I teach right there?
Yes.
But that's where video is a big help. But now look what I've done here. Using this tool, I've actually gone in, and this is the ebook, but look, inside of it, this is one I did with Big View. You can see the formatting and the branding, right? And I'm basically saying, hey, here's how this ebook works. These are links to the videos off of my YouTube channel that allow people, instead of having to read how to do something technical, they read the strategy. And then when they get to the technical tips, they can actually jump in and launch the video live. Like here's an Outlook tip video right here. And they click the link and it launches that on YouTube right there, right now. And so here's the interesting thing. I hope a lot of speakers are listening to this. I have a bit of a contrarian theory because I know so many people, especially old school professional speakers, that have a garage full of books. And they go to every event and they set up their table with their garage full of books and hoping to sell, 10 or 15 copies to the people that were at their event. And I just said, flip that on its head. First, I can't put videos inside of a printed book. There's no easy, good way to do that.
No way to do that.
I could throw in a CD-ROM on the end, but by the time I get that done and printed, it's already obsolete. But with this ebook capability, I can go in and do real-time edits and post new versions of this. I'm already on, I think, version 3 of this ebook, and I'm already planning to do version 4 in coming weeks because of all the new software that has come out, especially from Microsoft with their new in Web Outlook. And so what I decided, I said, heck with that. People, I'm making 90% of my revenues speaking on stage. And most authors that are speakers are probably doing the same thing. It's almost like being a musician because when I say that, you talk to most practicing touring musicians and they will tell you to a T, the vast majority of them make more money on the tour than they do on the album. The album is how they can get that content out to their audience, but then they're going to make the big bucks when they go out and tour to support the album. Now, sure, they're making some money off their streams, and I'm making some money off my book. I'm making some money off my YouTube videos. I'm making some money off of my full e-learning inboxes. E-learning programs. I got totally distracted by the comment in the chat.
I know.
151,000 emails.
I know.
You want to?
So hang on. Let me write this out. Dina 202 said my mailbox is fine. Just 151,548 new emails to go through. That sounds like me. Just so you know.
You know what? No, that's not even the record. The record I ran into after speaking to an event in Las Vegas a few years ago. A lady comes up to me after the session. She goes, "What's the biggest number you've ever seen?" And I go, 168,000. She goes, "Oh, I got it." She holds up her iPhone, and I could see that she had 248,000 emails in her inbox.
And that would make me so crazy.
Yeah. Long story short, though, she explained how she was managing her email. I said, "I don't think you need to change." she was actually following some of my strategies pretty well. So, which I thought was really funny. It's just she wasn't filing stuff when she was done with it. She just left it all in her inbox and used search to find what she needed. And I said, well, as long as you're not rereading the same emails over and over again, doing nothing with them, I'm sort of okay with what you just described to me. But, it's sort of interesting because coming back to that, flipping it on its head, what I decided to do was give the book away. I go to my client events and I say, you'll get my YouTube guide and you'll get the ebook. Mm-hmm. Okay. But if you prefer, it is on Amazon. And if you're Kindle Unlimited, it's free. Mm-hmm. Because the way I look at my book and my YouTube guide, it's a value creation tool. But what I'm really hoping that people will do is share it. Because if they share it, it's my business card and it's my promotional flyer. But it sells way better than any business card or promotional flyer. And I've even got up here, I'm not sharing screen right now, but one of the apps that I integrated into my Google Chrome is the QR code generator. And so now I can throw the QR codes up on the screen, and it's just fun. When I get done speaking on one of my topics at the event, I'll bring up that last slide with the QR code and watch all the smartpones of the audience come out. All of them are coming out to grab the stuff. And I'm just like, sweet. I just pollinated an entire new audience that's going to hopefully, create seed for the growth of the business in coming months.
Okay, Randy, let's talk about time. How much time does it take for you? And you've explained to us a little bit, but maybe you can sort of give us in minutes, right? If you, maybe from the idea to the setup, to the video, to the editing, to all of the pieces for the videos that you create. And I know you do some social, you do some e-learning, you do all kinds of different ones, but just give us a typical week, maybe.
Well, what's interesting about it, and this will be sort of counterintuitive, the tech tip videos take less time than the short speaking videos. And when I say that, because what I do is I'll just put together a little PowerPoint mini deck with a slide or two, basically sort of saying, here's what I'm going to talk about. And I do my little intro, which I don't really even practice. And then I open up the technology and I just record it. Okay. And then if I have a stutter or a flub somewhere, I'll then take it and edit out that little segment. But most of the time I'm just taking it, and you can see they're pretty much raw discussion video of how to do these things. And in a way, I think for those types of videos, it's actually helpful because it actually shows who I really am and how I do things. And it also shows that I can sort of do this stuff sort of on the fly, which would give them more comfort if I'm up on stage. Because sometimes you get interrupted, you get Q&A, things unexpected happen. I can work with that. The scripted videos, you got to write the script, and then you got to get everything set up, and then you got to do the filming. So even though the scripted videos might be shorter in length, they usually take me longer. I would say the typical scripted video is a 1 to 2 hour process, whereas some of my tech video tips I can have done in 15, 20 minutes for a 5 to 10 minute video. I just have to have the concept, and I have to have my screen set right. And so I'll do a lot of these tech videos just, I got a little extra time. Let's put together another video, or I'll think of something, that'd be a really good one. I should get that out there, and I'll do that quickly. And I'll get that put out there. Not everybody can get away with that though. So I want to make sure that people understand that if you're doing it casual, it has to fit your voice and your image. I can get away with it because of the way that I try to have my brand be both on stage and off. And I can get away with that. Some people may need to do things a bit more polished. And so depending on what it is you're trying to do, you got to think through how you want that to be done and perceived, all the way up to having a professional video and film crew, video editor, that kind of stuff. And so you got to really think through what it is you're trying to accomplish. My goal is just to share some tips and hopefully get people to share the tips that I'm sharing with them, and that then sort of feeds upon all the other aspects of the business, hopefully leading to more gigs and more bookings, which is where I get 90% of my income. But I'm hoping that I'm in a transition point right now where that 90% is going to turn into 75 or even 50%, because those full-length courses, that's becoming a much more common way for people to get training, especially for CPE. And I'm hoping to see that grow to fill in a big piece of the business. Maybe I'll be able to travel a little bit less because of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. Are you, and you mentioned a video crew earlier, are you the video crew? Are you a solo guy, or do you have help with graphics, emails, sending them out? What do you have help with?
Yeah, I'm pretty much a solopreneur, and I sort of build this as I build it. To give you a little background though, prior to starting this business in 2004, I had a full 15-year career in marketing, administration, etc. And I have an MBA in marketing myself. And so, I know how to build a marketing plan and execute a marketing plan and put those things into action. I do have a virtual assistant who helps me on some of my stuff, but she's not helping with the video. I probably should be doing more professional video work occasionally, but this has kept me busy enough to allow me to get away with not having a real job for 20 years now. And so, if it's working, don't fix what ain't broke, and, keep producing content. And the beauty of it is there's an endless well of potential content. And I think so many people could take advantage of sort of this model to make it work. And speaking of that, let me do one more quick screen share.
Sure. While you're pulling that up, let me ask people who are joining us, if you have any questions for Randy, please put them in the chat. And you're going to share your screen, and I always have questions. So when you're ready, I can share one from my own thinking.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So you were talking about, you were talking earlier that, I had some time and I shot a video. I did a tech tip video. Where do you get your ideas? And as you get them, how do you keep them in one place so you can have them ready for when you want to shoot video content?
I do have both a YouTube and a OneNote, Google Keep and OneNote notepad. And in both of those, I have basically a capture list of potential video ideas. I also obviously have my full series of programs that I do at my different events, conferences, workshops, company trainings, and those naturally turn into those online courses, the full-length programs. Those take more time. For me to do an online course, I'm probably looking 5 to 10 hours of work on one of those, which is still less than a lot of people would take, because I'm pretty good at getting, my video down in 1 to 2 hours max. But then you got to go back and do some rework. Plus there's frankly, paperwork and administrative work you got to do to get those things posted. So for me, it's maybe a 5 to 10 hour process. I know some people that are going into the studio, that might be a 40-hour process. So, it really depends on the nature of the work that you're trying to do. But I'm always keeping ideas. I guess, like my daughters are both Swifties, huge into Taylor Swift. And from what I understand is she's just constantly writing song ideas and little ditties of lyrics into a notebook, and always going back and working on her next set of songs. And that's why she's been so prolific. Yeah. And, I'm sort of trying to mimic that whole concept and idea by always have like a set of ideas. Some of the ideas come from my audience. Somebody will come in, some of the people will go, well, how do you do that? And I'll be like, well, let's figure that one out. Maybe I'll make a video. Sometimes the audience says, well, you can do it this way too. And I go, you just I'm going to make a video. So let me know if you want credit, and the thing that's nice about that is, while I'm up on stage, I'm also learning from the audience, and the audience sometimes helps me create the next set of videos that are going to be created. So it really, like I said, it's a bit of an organic process. And now that I've built this, it all sort of feeds off of each other. That's what I put up on the screen here.
Yeah.
The videos on YouTube, as well as on the online courses, create their own speaking and training opportunities, both live on stage and webinar. The speaking, training, and videos increase social interaction and give me stuff that I can post with my social networks. They also increase the online program sales. When I'm speaking from the stage, people go, oh, I might want to go take one of these programs off to the side. And it also increases the number of people subscribing to the channel. The YouTube guide and the ebook enhance all of these layers because I can feed those right into all of the above. And the other thing is, from a client joy perspective, if you can provide a take-home item like I'm providing, that makes the attendees really happy, and it will increase your ratings as a speaker, because the people that were previously bothered by the fact they couldn't keep up, now I have replaced that being annoyed with being overjoyed, because they know they can go back and do it at their own pace and speed, and they can just sit back and soak it in. And so I've taken away that potential negative from some of my programs, which was an unavoidable negative until I figured this out. And I've turned it into a positive by allowing this. And then when you make the attendees happy, the person who hires you, either the training manager or the conference manager, they're happy too, because you made them look good.
Yeah, very good. All right, we've got a couple of questions, Randy. Hold on.
Yeah.
So cool from Dream Leap. You were so helpful. What are all the ways you use Big View?
I am, like I said, I'm using Big View in a few different ways. One, like I said, I really like the front end, back end branding tools, where you can make an intro roll and an out roll. And so I've actually taken that, and I've taken some of the branding images, like my caricature, and I've integrated that to make what looks like a professionally designed in-roll and out-roll. And then it looks so good, I said, well, heck, I'm just going to make some video clips of both of these and start tagging them onto every video for some brand consistency across the channel. And as well as the logo capability, having that logo up there in the corner too, I think it just gives that a look of polish that is beyond the amount of time I'm spending to do it. I mean, and which is great. Like I said, I'm also doing the scripting on certain kinds of videos where it's more me just talking about a topic, not showing a tech video. If I'm not doing a tech tip, I'm talking more like my email etiquette series. I'm doing a lot of those scripted using the Big View app on the phone and doing the filming right there on the iPhone. And then the beauty is that I'm also then able to use their captioning tool to go in and do an edit of the captions, so that while I'm speaking, they're getting basically a really cool and formatted captioning tool on the bottom. And so that works really well. Like I said, that's not the only tool I'm using. I'm also using, like I said, Zoom to do the technical tip videos where I need to do full screen sharing. And I'm using Clipchamp as my video editor to clean things up if I need to. The nice thing is I can bring in that intro roll, out roll right into the video editor as part of the clips that go with the video that I create, and do the transitions. And so it brings that brand consistency across all layers, which I think has worked really, really nicely, actually.
That's wonderful. Thanks, Randy. Okay, last question from Alexander. How do you stand out from others? I see others doing videos, but it's just the same information.
Yeah. The video is my secondary thing. My thing is my niche. My niche is I can help you get your inbox under control. I can help you manage your time and your projects better utilizing tools like Microsoft and Google. I can get you using your smartphones and tablets better, integrated with everything I just discussed. And oh, by the way, here's my videos. So the videos aren't the primary. The videos are a very valuable tool for the primary and for the people that are seeking me out for the primary part of the business. I have no illusions. I am not, 500,000 subscribers, posting videos that get 10 million views. That's not what I do. If it were to happen, awesome. But that's not the goal. The goal is I'm a pretty successful professional speaker on these topics, and I found a way to take these video tools and enhance that success and make it so that the success sort of feeds on itself over time. And that's what I think has been sort of a differentiating factor. It's not only that I can get up and do the stuff on stage that I do to help people with these things that are pretty common issues for a lot of working professionals, but then I'm basically creating an option for them to be able to go see me again at their own time, at their own pace and speed. And I think that's really the way to put that together.
Question from Dream Leap. And so I think you can clarify this more. Asking, you can put big view videos into ebooks?
Yeah, here it's super simple.
Okay.
Put it on your YouTube channel, give them the link in the ebook to the YouTube channel. See, and when I showed those video snippets in my ebook, that designer app that I brought up and mentioned allowed me to basically create the link to the video on my YouTube channel. And when I created the link to the video on my YouTube channel, it brings in a little snapshot of the video as part of that. It doesn't just put the link in, it gives a little view of the cover screen.
That's where the picture comes in. And Bruno just said that you can create embed links also on Big View. I didn't know that. So you can actually get the embed code.
Yeah, I'm more using Big View as my production tool than using it as my traffic tool, because I've had this long-standing relationship with YouTube, but Big View has been perfect for helping me as one of the tools of my kit to be able to create more of these videos more quickly, which I think has been one of the nice things, and make them look nice too.
Yeah. Oh, and Bruno also says you can create the thumbnail on Big View as well.
Yeah, I think I've done that a couple times where I use the Big View to make the thumbnail that I put on top. Although I will also tell you my other little trick. Sometimes I'll just take a funny picture of my face and then put it onto a PowerPoint slide, use the snipping tool on your Windows PC to take a picture of the snip from the PowerPoint slide to make that the cover of the thumbnail. And since I'm bringing that up, hold on, let's do a screen share so people can have some fun with this.
Okay.
Let's see, entire screen share. Let's pop in and go into, hold on, pictures. And there's one. Let's bring this up full size. So see, I just used my phone. So that's like this, but hold on, wait. Then this is an example of one of these cover things, like I said. And so you're just having fun with putting stuff.
You're having fun,
and
you're making it into something people understand. So Nelson has this question. Are you saying that when the video is clicked on and it will go to YouTube, or will it remain in the email or ebook? It will actually go to the YouTube video, right?
Yeah, from the PDF of the YouTube guide, making sure I get these things straight. I don't know. When you do that, it should just launch YouTube on your webpage. Inside the ebook, because of the way that's designed, it actually opens a window in the ebook where you can watch the video, but then you can hit the expand button if you want to go to full screen. So you could watch the video right there in the ebook as part of the ebook, But if you want, a lot of times with the technical tips, especially, you want to go to full screen so you can see the headers and the sidebars and all the drop menus and everything a little bit better, which is hard in a small little video screen. But you're saying only the people who buy the ebook can see the YouTube video. No, opposite. I put all the videos out on YouTube and then I integrate them with the ebook.
Okay.
So they can still get them, but the ebook gives them structure. Let's put it that way.
Okay, let's actually wrap this up, because I know you have a gift. Like, I know you have a free gift. So why don't you then share with us how we can access it?
Yeah, okay. My email address is randy@randalldean.com.
Okay.
If you would like to get both my YouTube guide, I think that just put into the chat on that. If you would like to get my YouTube guide and my ebook, just send me an email and at randy@randalldean.com and put Big View bonuses in the subject line. That's all you need to write. You don't even have to write me an email. Just put that in the subject line, hit send, and you're good. And I'll get those to you. And then, of course, tell other people about what I do. Thank you. That's your payment. Your payment is telling more people and sharing more of this information, because the more that it gets out there, the better.
Yeah, all of that information will go straight into your inbox once you send randy@randalldean.com an email.
And if you're watching the recording of this at some point, it still works. Send me the email.
Dream Leap says, thank you, Big View bonuses. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Randy, this has been so much fun. Any last words you care to share with our audience? People who want to create more videos, who probably want a lower number on that email inbox. Any last mic drop moments you'd like to share?
Well, the one last thing that I would share is that remember that this is a best practice example of what's worked for me. And what I would recommend that any of you do, if you're considering going down this pathway, is to take a little time and think, okay, so some of these are good ideas, but not all of this is going to work exactly the way he did it for what I do. You're going to want to take these ideas and then say, how can I assemble this into something that will help my career, my business, my job be more successful? And so your ultimate results are going to be determined by how you take some of these ideas and make them yours versus using them the way I've done it. I don't think my way is the perfect way for anyone. But I also think that there's some ideas here that could really help a lot of people.
Yeah. And you're having fun doing it.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Love it. So thank you, Randy, for your time, for your expertise, some great ideas that you shared, and our audience loves it. So thank you. Yeah. Again, his bonuses are at randy@randalldean.com. Send an email, say hi. I'm Cheryl Tan. Thank you very much for joining me, for joining us here. Bruno here from the Big View team is here as well. And we will see you next time for our next session. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Any room you walk into and instantly show up as the leader in your space. Hi, I'm Cheryl Tan. I'm a former TV news anchor turned entrepreneur, and I love working with leaders to help them develop 3 pillars of communication success: messaging, presentation, and strategy. Does this sound like you? You aren't sure how to look professional on stage or on camera, and that impacts how confident you feel showing up at all. You don't know how to describe what you do simply and clearly. You are most certainly an expert in your industry, but you haven't figured out yet how to explain that better. And finally, you don't have a presence anywhere, or at least an online presence you're proud of, which means you need to figure out how you want to show up and what you need to do to create that platform. My custom plan focuses on your message, your presentation, and your strategy. Once those 3 things are working for you, you will get noticed by the right people and opportunities. The best way to see if we're a fit is to have a conversation. Go to CherylTanMedia.com/consultation to book a call. I can't wait to hear your story.
Videos you're proud of. Easily trim your video by selecting the words where you want to start and end. Color your presentation with automatic subtitles and highlighting keywords. Add your brand logo. Add music for an emotional touch. Add your contact info on an animated business card on all your videos. Easily replace green screen with an image or a video loop. Stand out with a web page with your logo, your video at the center, and personalized button for visitors to interact. It's one tap to simultaneously upload your videos on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Always know what to say next.